Hello and welcome everyone to another Quantum Conversation. I'm your host, Karen, and in this channel we are demystifying the mystical, normalizing the paranormal and opening it up topics of the subject of our infinite human potential, such as teleportation, rejuvenation, and anything that demystifies the mystical, as I've already said. And today I am so excited to be able to introduce you to Dr. Marina Bruni. So Marina, thank you for being here and a very warm welcome to you.
Hi, Karen. It's amazing being here. Thank you so much for having me in your show.
Yeah, well, I'm so delighted. We connected a while back, and it seems that our connections are always to do with the mystical. That's where our conversations tend to go. So I thought it'd be great to have your words of wisdom and share your beautiful experiences with everyone. So before we dive into your story, can you tell me a bit about what you do, who you are, and anything you wish to share straight away?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. As you said, I'm Dr. Marina Bruni, and I am a Global Brain Activation Strategist. What does that mean? That means that I teach how to integrate left brain and right brain strategies so that you can create coherence, design your outcome, and make the right choice, the right decision every time without effort. So simply with ease every time. And I've also been very grateful and very lucky to be featured in the movie that is considered the sequel to The Secret, How Thoughts Become Things, that came out a week ago, alongside with the original cast from The Secret. And so I'm absolutely thrilled about that, and I truly recommend that you all go watch the movie because it's amazing. And I'm also the #1 business consultant for small businesses and entrepreneur in personal development. Also a master in neurolinguistic and energy.
Well, what an introduction. That's fantastic. So it's a delight to have you here. So where should we start? There's a lot to go in there. So I absolutely love that title, Global Brain Activation Strategist. Where did that come from, and how did you get to that title?
Yes, that came from a lot of experience, because what I wanted to create is some tools, some methods, and to help people to create coherence. Now, what happens is that we are either more left brainer or right brainer, meaning more logical, analytical people, or more creative people, intuitive. But it's very rare that, or at least not that so common, that we use our brain, our mind, in a global fashion way, in a global integrated fashion way. Now, if you use only or predominantly one side of your brain, only one of those characteristics that we all have, I have to underline that we all have some creativity and some analytical skills. When we use only or predominantly only one of them, what happens is that it's like that we go through life hopping on one leg only. And that's uncomfortable as a starter. It makes you feel like, probably you feel normal because that's your normal, but it's not. And certainly you miss out on something. That's something, maybe you miss out on money. Certainly you miss out on doing things with ease. You miss out on a lot of stuff. And that creates pain, stress, and ultimately also health issues. So everything is connected, basically. Now, when you manage to master the integration of left brain and right brain capacities, what happens is an infinite exponentially growth, because left brainer and right brainer, they have different systems for codifying and processing data and information. And by the way, we all continuously collect and process data and information from the outside world, but also from the inside world, from our inner world. Now, how we do that depends on our own system, whether we are left brainer, right brainer, or global brainers, because we use our senses to collect and process all that data. Not only our senses, but also our belief system. So our senses, our sensory experience plus our belief system is our screening and processing system. Now, if you are a left brainer, your system is completely different to a right brainer, and the two don't make sense to each other. So basically, you see the world and yourself and you perceive it in a completely different way at all. And most of the time, and that's really funny, and most of the time, if these two kind of people happen to have a conversation with each other, often you find out that they don't understand each other because they talk completely different languages.
Yeah, completely.
And so when you manage, and this is what's possible, this is what I found out, that this is possible, when you manage to get total mastery and total integration of your right brain and your left brain capacities, skills, what happens is that your vessel, your channel expands in a way that it's not the arithmetical sum, because it's not like 1 + 1 = 2, because in this case, 1 + 1 does not equal 2. In this case, the result is exponentially infinite, because you open up to a brand new way, a brand new universe, a brand new way to collect and process data. And so you can download many more information, much more data, and also process much more. And also the outcome is even of a better quality.
Definitely. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So we all want to download more of this information. So why don't we dive into your story? Because you've had some marvelous experiences along your path. Would you like to share? So how did you get into the spiritual world? How did you start manifesting? And what experiences can you share with us to empower others to realize what is possible?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I started manifesting since a very early age. As far as I remember, I was a teenager. The thing is that I didn't know what I was. I thought it was coincidence, because I was like, I wanted something to happen. And then suddenly, after a few days or a few weeks, depending on what was that I wanted, that happened. And I was, oh, what a coincidence. That's what I wanted. And so, but I mean, when I was brought up in a family where of not a spiritual background in these ways, in this sense. So this is not the sort of conversation we were having at home. But also for me, that was something that was a coincidence, because you know what you know, right? So, and you don't know what you don't know. So that's what I knew. And so it happened, it kept happening, because as I said, I've always been very powerfully manifesting. The other thing that at some point I started put the dots together was that when I wanted something to happen and I was focusing on that, not only focusing on that, but also feeling it and feeling within myself that the feeling was a good feeling and it felt right, that was happening. But then when I was something like, yeah, I want that, I was kind of, yeah, that would be nice, I want that. But I felt that there was somehow even slightly disconnected. That didn't happen. So even though I didn't know about quantum physics, I didn't know about the law of the universe, the laws of the universe, and the law of attraction, I knew that if I had that feeling inside, oh, this is feels so right and so good, that would go, that was going to happen. If I didn't feel that way, it wasn't going to happen. So at least I had that parameter for me. And so I did my life. I used this kind of gift. I called it superpower because I didn't know how else to call it. And which started growing. And so I did my studies, I did my law degree, I became a lawyer. I mean, I've been a lawyer for over 20 years. So, and of course, I got into that environment, fast-paced job, demanding, right, high demanding job. You have to deliver projects according to deadlines. And I never missed a deadline my entire career. But that also brought me to a sort of physical depletion in a way, because I was putting so much pressure on my body. And I have to say, my body started sending me some signal at some point, but I deliberately ignored them. I would say, okay, but I can do this. Let me do this, and then I get some rest. I'm going to do this, and then I get some rest. But then after that, there was always something else that I felt like I had to do. And basically what happened is that at some point, my immune system got shot. And so I ended up at the hospital. They put me in an intensive care. And then they put me off work for like a month because I needed to recover my own energy. And that's what, and this happened like probably 13 years ago. And that's where I embarked myself in my own spiritual self-discovery journey, because I started asking myself questions about, okay, why has this happened? I don't get sick. I never get healed, not even a flu or a cold. Now, what's wrong with me? And actually, nothing was wrong with me. But and then I started asking questions, but what is that I want? What do I really want? I am happy with this kind of life where I go to work, I do my work, and then I go back home and sit back, and this repeats day after day. Or there's something else that I want to explore. And basically that's how it started. And so I started delving into mindfulness, ETF meditations, neuro-linguistic programming, and all this kind of stuff. Neuroplasticity. I'm still so hooked up into neuroplasticity, quantum physics, energy, and every time, and as long as I was deepening my knowledge, and as soon as I was ready to get to the next level, the new thing was coming toward me, and in a synchronicity that was simply perfect. And that's where haha moment came to me, say, okay, so all these coincidences maybe are not so coincidences. And then I went back in time with my mind to when I was a teenager, that I started manifesting, and said, okay, so that was not coincidence.
Brilliant. Yeah. Truly connecting the dots. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's so important, because it's all about raising our consciousness, raising our awareness, because that's where we put our attention to, that grows. So, also in order to cultivate, to nourish these gifts, these amazing synchronicity, these amazing miracles. I don't know how we want to call them, Karen, but however we want to call them, and the concept, the principle doesn't change. I mean, the more we cultivate, the more we nourish these gifts, the more we put our attention there, the more they grow, the more and more powerful.
Yeah, precisely. That's a beautiful share. I love it, and I love this as well. Heart coherence as well as the brain coherence, and
Yes,
the results are, as you say, exponential. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah,
absolutely,
absolutely.
absolutely.
So,
Yes,
as you said, you are featured, or one of the teachers in this amazing new film, How Thoughts Become Things. And you're featured alongside some of the main thought leaders of our time: Bob Proctor, Joe Vitale, John Assaraf, to name but a few. So the manifestation of that, I think, is quite a beautiful story. Would you like to share how you manifested that into your life?
absolutely, with pleasure. That's a story that I love to tell because it's a story that embodies the core teaching of the law of attraction and all the laws of the universe. So it's a really a simple story, but it's really profound. So what happened is that I met Douglas, I met the producer and the director of the movie a while back at a networking event in London. He was here. I mean, he's from the US, and he was a Canadian. Let me be precise. He's Canadian, so he was on the side of the pond for an event. He was speaking to an event, so I met him at this event. And at that event, he invited me for the following weekend, where he was running a 2 days event. And so, to be totally honest, that weekend I already had plans, I had calls, I had meetings. So for me, going at that event would have meant disrupting my entire schedule. And also, I mean, I wasn't really that up to reschedule everything, but somehow I was really drawn to go there. And I said, okay, if I feel that I'm drawn to go there, it means that this is my intuition, that this is my higher self trying to tell me something. So I better go. So I made the effort and I went to that event, which, by the way, was amazing. And Douglas and I started talking about projects and businesses. I mean, the entrepreneur stuff. And we kept in touch. And with the time, we used catching up and things like that. And at some point, he talks to me about this project. He has already produced the movies in the past. He's got 4 other movies, personal development movies. And this movie, How Thoughts Become Things, he was working on this he had been working on this quite a long time now, and now he wanted to bring it to life. And so he was talking about the project and the mission and what's behind that, and what is hoping to accomplish. He was hoping to accomplish with that, and blah blah blah. And after he said that to me, I agree with you. I said, yeah, that's a bit. And no, while he was saying this is the very important passage. While he was saying this, a thought just popped into my mind. I was like, oh, how cool would that be being in that movie? But then he went. So this thought came, and then I released it. I let it go. And we kept talking. And then he asked me, yeah, but tell me what you're up to and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, look, that project, that movie that you were talking about is really amazing. It really ties up with what I'm doing because, as you know, I'm a global brain activation strategist and blah, 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 blah. And then he interrupts me and he says to me, You need to be in the movie.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. I absolutely love it. Yeah. Yeah. What what can you share with us from this movie? What empowering thoughts do you share with the people? Would you like to give us a little sneak peek of in this movie?
yes, absolutely. I love this movie because it represents, for many reasons. One of the reasons why I love this movie is that it's uh, it's another stepping stone in the journey, in the conversation that started with The Secret.
Mm.
Because the secret was a milestone, still is a milestone, and the secret revealed us what the secret is. And it was great actually because it created a total shift in people's minds and opened up to possibilities. This movie is the sequel because in this movie we reveal how how, the process behind that, how thoughts become things. How does that happen? And so we give tools and we give tools to people, to the listeners, to the viewers that are actually all very powerful. And if our viewers, if they will implement even just one of the things that we suggest in the movie, they would see amazing changes, amazing results in their lives. Definitely.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I've just watched the movie actually, and it was absolutely beautiful. One of the things that comes to my mind is that Bob Proctor shared you attract what you love, and emotion is the glue. And I absolutely love
It
that
is.
because
Yeah.
you're saying it's that feeling, it's that when you said I have to be in that movie, it's obviously it's a thought, but it's a feeling as well, and it just
Yeah.
shows the power of our intention. Because I know what when I have the thought, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if I tend to manifest that. So
Yes.
it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, and Joe Vitale as well. He shares emotion and motion is manifestation of the reality you want. I absolutely love that as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And everything ties back to that heart and brain coherences that we've talked about at the beginning, because you need both of them. You need heart coherence and your heart coherence and brain coherence, because otherwise you're not able to manifest, because you're not able to create coherence.
Yes. Okay, so the question that comes to my mind is how can we create that coherence?
Yeah, that's, well, it's a process. I
Yeah.
mean, this is what I really want people to understand, because sometimes I have, when I give my lectures, my seminars, and also with some private clients, often they come to me and say, okay, I want this, so I'm totally committed, I'm gonna do this, I want the result tomorrow. Hold on a second. You need to understand that you have years of programming a level of your subconscious mind. So before you're ready to manifest exactly what you want, we need that there are a lot of things that you need to undo. So it really is a journey, and that's why my program has got different steps where I really teach and walk my students through every single one of them, because it's a journey and it needs to be done step by step, one thing at a time, because it's not it's not an intellectual exercise.
Mm.
And that's the important thing. It's not just about getting the information. That's the easy part. I mean,
Mm.
there's lots of information that you can research on internet. There are books. I mean, there's a lot of information that you can get from anywhere. But that's not the point. Because the point is embodying that information, which means implementing, living in at the soul, mind, and body level every single day, every single hour, every single minute of your life.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, yeah. And what I find the beauty is, even though, yes, who doesn't have programming and stuff to deal with, but it
Exactly.
doesn't necessarily stop the manifesting process. We can have these beautiful experiences and beautiful synchronicities daily, even though there's conditioning to work through.
Yes, absolutely. As I said, it's a process. So as long as you work through your programming, your blocks, your everything, of course you start making progress. And so your capacity of manifesting, your power of manifestation grows
Yeah,
while you work through all these kind of things.
yeah.
And that's how I say it's a journey, it's a practice, it's something that you have to keep doing it.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. So you've got something else you can share. So what's coming for you next? Because you've just manifested something else. Would you like to share that with us?
I know, yes, absolutely, with pleasure. And that was something that happened like 2 days ago. I mean, literally a couple of nights ago, at about midnight. So I was just like, what happened is that I got a call from someone in the US, and basically I'm gonna be on a panel of a very important event organized by Sharon Lecter. Sharon Lecter is the guardian of Napoleon Hill Legacy Foundation, and her event are, I mean, galactic, amazing. And of course, given the situation, is going to be an online event with live streaming, and the 15th of May. And absolutely, if there is anyone who's interested in attending, I can give you the details, Karen, so you can post them so they
Okay.
can sign up. And it's a very important event because Sharon, what I love about her, she's all about empowering women. And this event in particular is about financial independence,
Mm,
which is an
beautiful.
extremely important topic. So it's how we can create our financial independence and abundance.
Yeah.
And it's part of the movement Play Big that she's leading.
Mm,
So I'm
beautiful.
super excited. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you. Yeah, that's going to be an absolutely great event. So, so thank you for sharing everything you've shared. If people want to contact you, how can they get in touch with you? What's the best way?
Absolutely. They can either send me an email at marina@marinabruni.com, or they can go to my website, marinabruni.com, where, by the way, if they go to my website, they can download my ebook, The Morning Routine That Successful People Won't Start Their Day Without. And it's not the typical morning routine because I put a twist to it. So it's my morning routine with a with a twist. So you may want to check what the twist is.
Beautiful, yeah, and I'll obviously put the links to watch this amazing film. And apparently, it's already becoming extremely
I know.
powerful.
I know, that's incredible. I mean, it went in 24 hours, it went off the charts and it tripled the numbers of The Secret. absolutely fantastic. We
Yeah.
are all over the moon. This is so powerful. And especially in this situation where this message is very much needed.
Yes,
Very much needed.
definitely, definitely. That's so amazing to be featured alongside all these wonderful teachers. As a, you know, congratulations to you.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
So thank you so much for sharing your light, sharing your wisdom, sharing your superpowers. And thank you everyone for tuning in. If this interview has inspired you, then subscribe to my channel so you'll get the next broadcast. And I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. And just before we leave, I didn't ask the question, what empowering thoughts do you have to leave with the audience before we leave?
Okay. You are a powerful creator. So claim your power back. And just do it. Just do your thing. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. We are all magical manifestors.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day and so much love.